I'm not a storytelling expert, I'm simply just a glazier trying to get better at making short form videos. So today I want to walk you through how I took this basic short form video that I typically make and I rewrote it and reworked it into a story format. Same project, same footage, two totally different vibes. And by the way, these are just pictures that the guy sent me from the field combined with snippets of the shop drawings that I already had. Combined with what's in my head, my camera, and my brain, I'm able to produce a nice story, and I'm going to show you how you can do the same. So here's the original version, and this is the kind of video I've been posting for years. It's very simple, basic, straightforward, gets to the point, shows what the project is, and that's about it.
The original video.
From concept to reality, we help build your glass dreams. What you're seeing here started as a Shaper 3D model. This is the only way to design a system like this because traditional glass design software doesn't allow you to push the limits, such as we do here at Baron Glass. A massive steam enclosure built and installed with Starfire glass. Two return walls, two doors, and a front wall that had to be split into two panels because of how big it is. And the feature that makes this truly special, a laminated glass lid that rests across the whole top. This shower enclosure was designed and installed in collaboration with Shively Construction, the very best in Steamboat Springs. Now this is perfectly fine, and I've been doing this for years, but I'm trying to take it to the next level, so I'm going to show you how I make it different. I'm going to show you why you need a real story. So I'm going to break this short story down into 6 points. This is kind of like a guideline that I use to help write and shoot the story, starting with the impossible task. And that is that Shively Construction had a project that no other glass company wanted to touch. Right away, I'm setting the scene and building some suspense, hopefully. Shively Construction handed us a problem that every other glass company said no to. They wanted an oversized steam shower with a glass lid. Next comes the conflict. So the stone wall in the back had to be recut multiple times, which is the truth. The slope at the pan didn't line up with the soffit above, so there was a challenge there that had to be overcome. And anybody that works in glazing knows that we're always the very last ones in. All the delays that happen up to that point, they basically fall on the very last subcontractors into a job site. That did in fact add to the story because we're basically under the gun to get done in a timely manner, even though it's a super custom job. Right away, the back stone wall had to be recut, not once, but multiple times. That meant that we couldn't get our final measure. Everything was shifting. And the slope at the pan left almost no space for the glass lid to clear the soffit. We had millimeters to play with, literally. All right, number 3, the turning point. The stone finally got done and I went out for the final measure, last minute. I utilized Shaper 3D, which is a CAD software that we use, and as far as I know, we're the only glazing company that does, so I make sure to highlight that in this story. And I did in fact use it to figure out the geometry of the lid because it was multiple panels, it had to sit on glass that didn't exist yet, it had to slope. So all this stuff I didn't necessarily explain in a short form story format, but this is all stuff that actually happened. It was easy to find these aspects of the story and place them in a way that makes sense. So I went out for a last minute measure, pulled out Shaper 3D and my tape measure, and solved every geometry problem right there on the spot. Then comes the tension. Here in Colorado, laminated glass, there's not really any good suppliers, so we have to order from out of state. So I made sure to highlight the fact that the lid had to be shipped from out of state, which only adds to the suspense because we're under the gun as far as time frame. Then came the lid, oversized, custom, and shipped from out of state to boot. And then finally, the resolution. Now, I could have did a better job of making this part more exciting, but hey, I'm still learning, and I'm hoping that me learning, we can learn together, and we can both get better at storytelling. So in the end, the resolution is that we got it done in a nick of time and the install was perfect. We've got one shot to install it right before the homeowners are moving in, but we did it full steam enclosure, custom lid, 0 delays. The homeowners were able to move in, and I haven't heard a thing about this shower door since we installed it, which anybody in construction knows that no news is good news. No news is good news because typically you only get callbacks when there's a problem, No problems here. And then finally, the key part to every story is the takeaway or the message. And the message that I wanted to get across here is that custom showers are not fast, they're not easy, but it does require somebody or a company with lots of experience to pull it off, get it installed right the first time in a timely manner. And that was essentially the point of the story to my customers who are custom home builders. Custom showers are not easy or fast, but with the right experience, it all comes together. That is the bare and glass difference. Now, with the same footage, watch how that story feels in this short form format.
Story format rework.
Shively Construction handed us a problem that every other glass company said no to. They wanted an oversized steam shower with a glass lid. Right away, the back stone wall had to be recut, not once, but multiple times. That meant that we couldn't get our final measure. Everything was shifting. And the slope at the pan left almost no space for the glass lid to clear the soffit. We had millimeters to play with, literally. So I went out for a last minute measure, pulled out Shaper 3D and my tape measure, and solved every geometry problem right there on the spot. Then came the lid, oversized, custom, and shipped from out of state to boot. We've got one shot to install it right before the homeowners are moving in, but we did it full steam enclosure. Custom lid, 0 delays. Custom showers are not easy or fast, but with the right experience, it all comes together. That is the bare and glass difference. You don't need to be a perfect storyteller. I am certainly not. In fact, this is maybe only the third time that I've actually attempted it, but hey, only way to get better is by repetition, baby. The basic story format, you only need 3 basic things: a problem, a turning point, and a resolution. And that's it. So whatever video that you're gonna make next, maybe just try to frame it in that aspect. The thing is that every glass or construction project has a story, but most people won't tell it because usually things aren't perfect, but often the imperfect things are what make the story interesting. And most importantly, when you tell authentic stories, I feel like your clients will actually feel the difference. There's a reason why every video in Hollywood for the past 90 years follows this same approach. Just think about it, right? Like the Lion King, for example, Simba, the setting is that Simba is a cub and he wants to grow up to be a king. The conflict is that his father dies and he runs away and he doesn't want to be the king anymore. And then the resolution, of course, is that he comes back, takes his rightful place as the king, defeats Scar. And then the takeaway is that you got to overcome any challenges and follow your destiny. I don't really know what the takeaway is. It just makes you feel good that he saves the day and he restores the rightful order in the pride. If you like this kind of video where I break down short form content for social media for glaziers and construction, and you like how I break down this story and what I did and what I did differently, please hit subscribe or let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to make more videos exactly like this. And if you're a builder or a glazier or anyone tied to the glazing industry and you need help with your content and you like the content that I put out, why don't you go ahead and reach out to me. I help people like you with your social media video content. Peace.